I'm going to do this thing because we have guests and guest speakers, and I know at least one of the guests is way better at all this parliamentary stuff than me, so I'm going to be embarrassed. I'm going to be embarrassed by that throughout the night, but what the heck, right? So I hope everybody's figured out that there's pizza in the back, and you know the rules. Freddie and I don't want to take it home, so you have to eat it all. We still have T-shirts in the back. We're trying really hard to get rid of the rest of those T-shirts so we can get some new ones. So get a T-shirt. We've got the little blue pins in the back. We want everybody in the county to have a little blue pin. So we've reduced the price on the little blue pins to $0. So you take one and take one for your friends. And finally, I'm going to go ahead with, remember we start every meeting with our mission and vision. So our vision, we see a county with a diversified economy, vibrant downtowns in every community, expanded health care, great public education, and an inclusive community with affordable housing and excellent public services. And our mission is really simple: to elect Democrats. That's been it's been somewhat controversial in the last little bit, and I've kind of nearly lost it because there's some people that think I'm supposed to elect Republicans. Yes. But our mission is to elect Democrats. So I'm going to do my typical a minute for you all to look at the minutes, and then we'll discuss them and approve them. Any questions or corrections on the minutes? Can I have a motion to approve the minute? So moved. Second. Moved by Lindsay, seconded by Freddie. Meetings are approved. So that means, Dave, you're up.
Similar to last month, this is a 2-year thing from 25 and 26, 2025 and 26. And so we started the year, started the 2 years with 9,466, and in prior months, we from the prior, just from last month, we have income of 17,000, expense of 8,000. Beginning starting this month, we have 18,000. That was a month ago, last month. But for this month, the big item is income. The big item is Act Blue donations, and every 3 months we get the contest, every race, 600. And then the events were the Laramie County Convention. We got cash in the check. We got the legislative reception on March 15th for $56. We got March 9th was the meeting a month ago, $300, and total income for this month is $22.27. I know I'm skipping over the numbers because everybody can read. The expenses for this month, April, the website is the normal $93.70. Facebook is somewhat of a new item, that's $307. The storage unit is normal $84. Office rent $275. And then the annual post office box came up, that's $230 for $991 total expense this month. So that our ending balance as of this minute is $19,567. Are there any questions?
Are those Facebook costs like the boosts?
The ads, they're ads. So we've suddenly got Facebook costs. I probably should explain that because I'm finally verified to do ads on Facebook. And so that's going to be a great thing for our candidates, you know, which we'll talk a lot about candidates tonight. But since I can do ads on our Facebook page, that keeps the candidates from having to worry about doing a Facebook page that they can do ads on. They can just put their ads on our Facebook page. So we'll figure out some way for them to reimburse us, at least for the cost of that, or most of the cost of that. So are there any other questions on the treasurer's report? Okay, if there's no questions, they're accepted pending audit. Okay, so now we can get into the meat of this thing. So we're planning for candidates to go to the south side of the city county building tomorrow at noon to get together. We'll have a little photo op. Hopefully some reporters will show up, although I talked to the 3 reporters I know, and nobody completely committed, but hopefully somebody shows up. But if not, we'll take pictures, get it on our Facebook, and then we'll all go in and file. I think you guys are going to be impressed by the slate of candidates we have. Unfortunately, most of whom didn't come tonight, but there's a few that are here tonight. So I'm going to just go ahead and point out who they are. So Ted Hanlon's going to run for Senate District 5. He looked and looked and looked, and he couldn't find anybody else. Freddie Cabot, who will be known as Barbara Cabot on the ballot, because that's actually her name, is going to run for county commissioner. And Lynn Davis is going to run for county commissioner. We already have, you guys may have even seen that Britt Tennant has got her website up and everything, so she's definitely running for House District 11. Gavin Lobmeyer is working with Greg Haas on his website. He's running for House District 7. Oh, and our cameraman back there, I almost forgot. Jim Van Dyke's running for House District 42. Stacy Becker's running for House District 44.
Who is that?
Stacy Becker is her name. She's a friend of Lindsay. She's a friend of Lindsay. She's going to be a good candidate. A bunch of these people, you guys are going to be really impressed when you see their stuff come out.
No, that's Gary Brown's district.
Okay.
Yeah, Wasserman's district is Britt Tennant. Britt Tennant's running against Wasserman. I still need somebody to run against Ann Lucas. I can't believe I can't find anybody to run against Ann Lucas. There's still a month, y'all. So if one of you if I can guilt somebody into doing that, I'd be really happy.
Move in her district.
We have an almost for sure candidate for House District 12, which is Stivar's district. She hasn't completely committed, but I think she will. Let's see if I can think of anybody else. So House District 61, which we've never had a Democrat run in House District 61 since it was made a district. We've never had a Democrat. Kristen Aaron Balderas is running for House District 61. Senate District 31 is Shifa Hamid, although we still have to find her a job. She's graduating and she wants to stay in Cheyenne, but she needs a job. So if y'all have any jobs, we need to find that young lady a job.
What was her major?
Law. Yeah, she's graduating with a law degree. So,
Has she taken the bar exam?
no, it'll be this summer. She takes the bar. I promised her that would be, after filing, but before the primary, so it's plenty of time. She can study for the bar. Let's see if there's anybody else that I've missed. We have potentially a candidate for Senate District 7, although he's probably not quite ready to commit to. But if we get a candidate for Senate District 7, we'll pretty much have a full slate of Senate candidates. So, and that if he does commit for Senate District 7, that means Lindsay doesn't have to run. So.
Well, she could run for something else, right?
So.
And what about Landon now? Landon Brown?
Oh yeah, thank you. So Landon Brown's district is House District 9, and Stephen Latham is running for House District 9. Stephen is really committed, but also really shy, so he's going to need support. So all of us need to support him. He ran in 22 when I ran, and I just wanted you both to know that he's told me we've had 3 coffee with the candidates now, getting people ready to run, and he tells me at every one that the last time he ran, the only help he got was from Greg Haas. So.
Well, we'll have more help this time. Way more.
After we all file, then we plan to meet at Blue Stem Winery and have some charcuterie and maybe a glass of wine and just celebrate the fact that we're all running, which I think is very cool. So 12:30 or so if you want to show up at Bluestem. Well, and you're welcome to show up and cheer everybody on at the City County building too.
What time?
At 12 is when we're going to meet at the City County building, and then 12:30 will be at Bluestem Winery.
When? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes. So let's see, is there any? Oh, the other thing, I have it in bold on the agenda because Freddie told me to be sure and not forget it. If you want to run as a precinct committee man or committee woman, sometime in the next month you need to file for that. You can come file with us tomorrow if you want. I'm going to file. I was ambivalent. I was unsure whether you could do both, file as a candidate and file as a precinct committee man the last time, and so I didn't. But as it turns out, there's no problem with that. So you can be a precinct committee person and a candidate all at the same time. Traditionally, the way we've done it in Laramie County is nobody runs, and then we have to appoint people after the fact, which I'm still happy to do. However, wouldn't it be kind of cool to have your name on the ballot?
If you do run, you get this nice little certificate.
And also, you know, one of the things we're trying to overcome is there's just never any Democratic names on the ballot. So wouldn't it be nice if a name was on the ballot? That would be good. So
How long are the precinct people's terms?
2 years. 2 years, just like mine. We elect new precinct people, and with any luck at all, they'll throw me out. And and that their term will actually start in just like everybody's term start. The election will be in August, really, because of course there's no Republicans that are going to vote for our precinct people. But the term starts in January the following year. Let's see. I think I've fairly well covered that. The next thing I want to cover, I'm almost running ahead of schedule. I can't believe that. We started a voter registration pledge campaign. This is, it's the best idea I have. And actually, part of this idea is Josephine's. I'd like to give her credit for it. But there's almost nothing about Wyoming election law that favors people voting. But the one thing that we do have is that you can register and vote on the same day. And Josephine pointed out that a lot of young people particularly, you know, it's kind of a big commitment to take off work or something and go register, and then take off work and go vote. So we can register and vote on the same day in Laramie County, and we're going to push that as hard as we can. So the first thing is, at last month's meeting, I handed out voter pledge forms. Did anybody get theirs signed? I confess that I didn't, so don't feel bad. But I have a better idea anyway. Yes, did you get one? Oh, right.
It's already taken care of. You don't have to call.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Look at this, y'all. That's because of all the party switching, this probably won't show up the next time. But I want you to know that in terms of net Democrats in Laramie County, and these are small numbers, but they're going in the right direction. In I guess it was February, we added 28 Democrats to the voting rolls in Laramie County. In March, we added 38. So it's trending in the right direction. Anyway, to get back to this pledge. So we're going to have flyers, and Barb brought some, so I'll show you one. We're putting these up all over town. There's actually, everything I'm doing on this voter registration is in two sets. This one says, one stop, one vote, your power. This one, I just really like this has got a better rhythm to it. I'll probably pronounce it all wrong, but un paso, un vota, tu vas. So that just got a great ring to it, I think. Anyway, so what happens if you shoot this QR code, it takes you to a landing page I made where you put in your name and your phone number and pledge to register to vote. So one of the things that I have learned trying to figure out how to do this is pledges do work. People actually, if they pledge, that leads them to do the right thing. But the other thing is that, well, there's three things. If you go ahead and shoot the QR code, I think scan is the proper term, but I kind of like shoot better. It takes you to a page of directions. One set of directions in English, of course, and the other one, the set is in Spanish. And so I'll just read, if you guys don't mind, I'll just read this to you quick. It says, pledge received, screenshot this now. You can choose to register and vote in the early voting period or on primary election day. Either way, bring your ID. Wyoming's driver's license with real ID is best. If it has your current address, it's all you need. If you have a different address, also bring proof of residency, utility bill, bank statement, pay stub, or current hunting or fishing license with your current address. There are 3 ways to register and vote in the primary. Register and vote early during the week. So early voting for the primary begins July 21st, ends August 17th. It only takes place at the City County Building, 309 West 20th, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. It's a good option for registering and voting, it says right here, because of course there's not going to be as big a crowd. The second option, register and vote early on Sunday, August the 2nd. So at the library on Sunday, August the 2nd, you can register and vote. And then the last thing that you can do, of course, is vote on election day, which, you know, who cares if the line gets long? If you're registered and voting, that's your right. So that's what it takes you to. We've got these flyers we're putting up around town. Of course, I've got ads on Facebook and Instagram. Tomorrow, I'm going to start an ad campaign on Target Smart to get all the streaming and internet and all that sort of thing. And I'm going to focus on, well, I'm going to focus on a fairly small geographic area, and I'm also going to focus on things that young people are likely to look at, right? Because my feeling is that there's an awful lot of young people that aren't registered to vote, an awful lot of young people that really don't think they have a voice, and we just have to teach them that they have a voice. So we're going to be working on that all the way through the primary, and then we're going to start over on the in the general. Oh, the other thing I'm doing is putting ads in Traders. I think that's one of the. I thought it was a pretty good thing to do. Go ahead, Mimi.
I was just gonna remind everybody that you can still register to be to work the
Polls.
polls, and they're looking for Democrats, so just letting you know.
So when people sign the pledge, of course, I'm going to text them when early voting starts. I'm going to text them right before the event at the library, and I'm going to text them before and during the day of the primary, so that they'll be, I hope, pestered to death. That's my goal. It's the best idea I know, guys. I don't know anything else that we can do. So that gets us to upcoming events. So we have a May social hour, and y'all note that I wrote May social hour because when I was writing this, I'd forgotten the date and I didn't want to lie. I think it's May 22nd, 21st, May 21st. May 21st at Blue Raven.
4 o'clock.
And then the June 6th convention and the Nellie Taylor Ross dinner. I've been informed there's really no proxies at the convention. Just whoever shows up, those are the people that get to vote. So whoever can come, please come. I want to, right now, if the people that I'm pretty sure are going to come, we're going to have the largest contingent in the state. That's what I want.
They don't even do proxies when you know you're like, I'm gonna be out of the state.
No, you can find somebody, grab somebody else by the shirt collar and tell them, look, you got to go to Casper.
It's a wishy-washy thing at conventions. Because it's not a presidential year, we'll probably let it slide. So, you know, we'll make it work. Yeah, because we want counties to be as represented as possible at these things.
So we can take a proxy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We can take a proxy, y'all.
No rules against it here. next time it will be a problem, but it's not a problem this time.
Okay, so you can take a proxy. So we'll get proxies out to everybody. Anybody in here who besides Mimi, who can't go and is going to need somebody to carry a proxy?
Yeah, you're not the only county with this. Natrona County has a lot too that they want to send over for some reason, even though it's hosted there. But anyway, yeah.
Casper's a big city. It's hard to get across.
I'm still confused about where and what on this May one.
Oh, May 21st at Blue Raven Brewery at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a social hour.
What?
Blue Raven Brewery?
Brewery.
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's, where is that, Lindsay?
It's basically 18th and Warren.
Yeah.
It's across from the little Mexican corner.
Yeah, it's where Wallach and Vogue used to be.
Well, it used to be somebody's house.
Yeah, yeah.
Millionaires used to live there.
So one of the other things I want to try to resolve tonight, I've got 24 seats at the Nellie Taylor Ross dinner. Who all is planning to go? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so 11. And anybody else bringing a guest that I didn't count? 12. So in addition to that, I told Jim Bird and a guest that they could sit with us, and I told Lisa Kinney and a guest that they could sit with us, and Madison Chamley and a guest is going to sit with us. So that gets us up 18 or so. So you can see that I needed the 24. So and I'll get you names of whoever's going to sit with us.
And do we need to buy a ticket still?
No, nope. That's on me. That's.
Do you want us to put our names down somewhere?
If you're coming, yeah,
Do a list?
yeah. Let's.
Do you want us to write it down somewhere in the back?
Yeah. Write it down on your way out if you're going to come.
I'll pass it around.
Oh, okay. We're going to pass Lindsay's book around. That's going to be fun. I mean, it's been fun in the past. Lindsay, I know you're working on getting pictures of the baskets and all that stuff. Barb was just telling me everything she got for our basket. I think you're going to be pretty impressed.
Thank you.
She went, and I'm going to use, I guess it's Roland's line, but I just love it. She went to Pine Bluffs to get some of this stuff. One pine, a couple of bluffs. I see Joe's back here, and he and I talked yesterday about he's having a rally on May 25th, and he wants candidates to know that they're welcome to come. Joe, do you want to talk about that for just a minute?
Theodore? Yes.
It's on a Monday? A Monday.
Monday, it's Memorial Day.
Okay.
Blasting the vote, Theodore. I told you, Ted. County clerk said we could register folks if I had a notary. I've got a notary all through the site. I've got a DJ all through the summer. That's why it's called blasting the vote. 30,000 non-voters in Laramie County need to understand that they need to have a voice in Laramie County. Okay?
Yeah.
The state of Wyoming doesn't matter to me. I live in Laramie County, and I want to win in Laramie County.
That's me too, man.
So, on Memorial Day, candidates that are filed by then are welcome to come and chit-chat with us. On Memorial Day, we'll give you time. It is open to all candidates, but hopefully the Republicans, and I call them repukes, and people get mad at that, because to me they are, well, Freedom Caucus folks. So I want to make a distinction, because I know some decent Republicans that I've known for years. But the repukes and the Freedom Caucus boys and the MAGA boys and girls, they're not our friends, guys. So, we need to defeat them in November. But in August, those 6,000 plus Democrats that register in Laramie County need a vote to show we can show strength. I'm trying to shoot for 2,000 to 2,500 non-voters to be registered by the primary. Because they can register all the way up to, like Ted said, the day of the primary. So 2,500, sounds like a big number. It is.
I think it's a reasonable number. That's what I'm going for 10%.
So if we can get 2,500 with numbers. See, the big thing was always in the primary, guys. What was the biggest statement? On the Republican side. Whoever wins the primary wins. Wins the general.
See, he's trying to make me mad again.
I hate that statement. So we're going to say, we're going to win the primary. Democrats are going to win the primary. We stand for the people, by the people, of the people. Remember that. We stand for the Constitution. We stand for the Bill of Rights. We stand for freedom. We stand for democracy. We stand for all. That's what this means. So, we got to get back our voice, guys. Our voice, our vote, our democracy. That's what this series is going to be called. Because it's important in Laramie County. Again, you all need to handle the state. I'm going to help Ted win Laramie County. Okay? So, that's the first. In June, we're going to probably do 2. Because June 13th is being called for a national protest. So we'll be participating in that. But June 19th, on Juneteenth, I want to try to do something called dueling DJs with the NAACP. I'm still working on that. And that's going to be, all events are going to be around lasting the vote. Music, food, camaraderie, why do we all stand together? And we got to convince at least another 2,000 after the primary. In the general election, because guess what? In the general election, you got 5,000 plus independents that want a voice. And if they hear this Democratic voice and they hear these candidates, then they're going to roll over and vote for the blue candidate. So, if we get 8 by primary and get 10 and 11 or more by November, we win, guys. Believe me, we win. And we gotta fight hard now. Yes.
Oh,
Your question for Getty?
when you're done, I have a quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know somebody wants to be a poll watcher, and the county clerk says she needs to get a form from the Democrats.
Yes, and I've got the form. I remember you emailed me on that, and I haven't gotten back to you, but she sent me the form. She sent me the form, so I can send.
That's all I need to know.
I can send it out.
Thank you.
Does a poll watcher, do the poll watchers only on election day or throughout?
June 13th, right before Donald's birthday.
Speaking of June 13th,
June 13th is a national call for a protest. It'll be at the Capitol probably. It's right before Donnie's birthday. Okay.
And what time is your rally on the 25th?
On Memorial Day?
Yeah.
Noon. Noon to 3:30.
Where?
Noon to 3, Capitol. So again, candidates, you're filed by then, you're welcome to come and chat. And let's see who you are. Because this is the biggest field, thanks to Ted, that we've had for a long time. So I applaud his efforts. So we've got to give him a hand. This is the biggest field we've had.
thanks.
But, real quick, Ted, if we can scare the other side, we win the game. Thank you, guys.
All right, so June 13th is also Pride Festival in Cheyenne. We're going to have a table at Pride Festival. Something to think about. I don't think you need to make a decision tonight, but I'm going to need people to work that table. So
The same day.
Where's it at?
it's they usually take over 15th Street, Tim. So it'll be all the way down the street there. There'll be tables. Where ours will be for sure, I have no idea. I probably won't know until the day of. But
What time?
Pretty much all day. 12 to 4?
12 to 4, yeah. We're going to have, I talked to Madison Chamley today, we're going to have Jim Bird literature. I hope we have literature for a bunch of candidates by then, but we'll be handing all that out. Plus we've got some swag to hand out. We've got some cool stuff. You'll want some of the cool stuff, so you want to come by. And then June 20th, we're going to have a candidate reception at the Botanic Gardens. That's from 5 to 7, right, Kathleen? And so we'll have beer and wine and some snacks and candidate QR codes all over the place. And I've invited Jim and I've invited Lisa. I'll invite Sergio too. Do you think he would come down for that, Joe? It's June the 20th.
Cool, I'll get with you. Oh, I'm helping Sergio. Come the next superintendent of public instruction.
And then June 27th is Super Day, and we'll have a booth at Super Day as well. And we'll have even cooler stuff at Super Day. We're saving the best stuff for last. But we'll need volunteers for that too. So the 13th and the 27th of June, we'll need volunteers to work tables. And we can, we'll finalize that at the next monthly meeting. Both those dates are after the next monthly meeting.
Are you saying that you're having the Pride event the same day as the protest? So that means that people who want to protest and want to express their pride thing are in two other parts of town, little tiny groups of people in a town like this.
No, it's just down the street.
I know,
It's just,
but I'm just saying.
Pride has been scheduled for about a year.
Right, it gets scheduled the same time every year.
yeah, there's plenty of time in your day. Do both. I highly recommend doing both. Fundraising matching challenge. Y'all need to contribute if you haven't already. But we're a little over halfway to our goal. So, and that's mostly thanks to people in this room. Our goal is $1,000. And if we get $1,000, we have a donor who will match that. So we need to get our $1,000 because we want that match.
What are you going to do with the money?
Give it to our candidates. That's where all our money goes. That's the only thing we do with money. Well, I do Facebook ads. Outside of that, that's about it. I just want everybody to know that's a great question. What do we do with our money as a county party?
Go shopping.
First of all, like the pizza that we get every meeting and everything, that doesn't come out of county party funds. That's my money. So I save the county party funds for that mission statement we mentioned at the beginning of this. Elect Democrats.
You don't want to go to ballroom?
For security.
Find you a pool to paint blue.
The other interesting thing as far as fundraising goes, so I've had this idea for a while that there are people in districts in Colorado where Democrats can't lose, right? I mean, it's like someplace in New York. Democrats are going to win every race. So it's kind of silly to contribute to those candidates, isn't it? But you could contribute to some candidates in Wyoming, and your money goes a lot further in Wyoming. I mean, I bet my brothers run a couple of races in Colorado. I bet you can run a race in Wyoming, and Scott would know this, for 1/10 the money you can run a race in Colorado.
I think that even that's.
Who are you telling this to, though?
Who am I telling this to? So my brother knows some people that live in Aspen, which is where they keep the money in the state of Colorado. And so I'm working with the county party chair down there so I can go down to Aspen and do a little fundraising. So, so anyway, that's the other big fundraising effort. We need to do a really good job of raising money in Laramie County, and we somehow need to do a better job of that. I don't want to steal these guys' thunder, but I keep thinking it just seems like it would be so easy. I know, we're Democrats and we're not made of money and we don't have ballrooms, but $5 a month to act blue would be pretty easy, I think. And I think everybody should think about doing that, because if everybody did it, if we crowdsourced $5 a month from everybody to act blue, well, I wouldn't be up here talking about fundraising. We'd have the money we needed for our candidates. So, and $5 a month, Act Blue does it monthly, so $5 seems pretty good, but it's just slightly over, $1 a week. It seems like we could do $1 a week. Actually, a old politician from Casper told me that he had that $1 a week idea years and years ago, and I think it's a pretty good one. Unless there's questions about fundraising or any of these dates that I threw out there or anything like that, I'm going to turn the meeting over to our guest speaker, who is Lucas Freilich, the chair of the Wyoming Democratic Party.
Blast your ears when I pop the... All right, well, Ted gave me 20 minutes to speak to all of you, and I don't intend to use that whole time, so you can take a deep breath. I will not be speaking a full 20 minutes. I do insist you to breathe, though. That's very important.
Yes, thanks for inviting me to your meeting. It's really great to be here. I try to travel the state as much as I can to visit county parties because really this is the backbone of the whole party. I mean, sure, we have us at the state level, but really we only do so much. It's you guys who are turning the state blue even possible, just to be clear. Excuse me. On the way here, I thought a lot about what I was going to talk to you all about. Ted gave me total freedom to choose what topic I wanted, which is kind of dangerous to do, but anyway, here we are. So I'm not entirely sure what I was going to say, but on the way here, I did think of a couple things I wanted to talk about. One, I want to talk about long-term growth versus short-term gain. That's going to be a big topic this year, as it already has come up for many of us already. We don't need to go into any real specifics about what we mean by short-term gain. I think we all know what we're talking about. Voting for the best Republican probably isn't the greatest idea. And we do this every time as a state party, and I've been doing this for quite a long time. In fact, this year would be year number 11, which is really exciting and also daunting. But all the same, not the point. Fact is, every year, every cycle, 2026, 2024, 2022, everyone, you go all the way back, we start in the same place every time. Oh, we have to reform county parties, we have to rebuild them, and by the time they are rebuilt and they move forward, we're 3, 4 months, sometimes even 5 months behind where we should have been from the cycle before. We build up and we do a lot of good work because all of you guys really work hard and we get in there and we have it done. But then next cycle, we all lose out and it disappears. And then we lose more Democrats to go to the Republican Party because, again, somehow they're our saviors, if they never have been for some reason. Anyway, not the point. Fact is, when I say long-term growth, this is what I'm talking about. This year, we're already looking at every single, and I'm really excited about this, every single county, all 23 counties have active county parties for the very first time. That even includes Niobrara County, which only has about 12 registered Democrats, but they have a chairman. They have, yes, thank you for clapping. It's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. Thank you for clapping. It's super huge. Uinta County is reformed, and Lincoln County also has a formal structure. And what's so great about this, and what I love about doing this, is I'm seeing 23 different ways to do the same thing, which is, to Ted's point, elect Democrats. That's it. So yes, 2026, are we going to make massive changes? In some places, absolutely. Laramie County, for sure. We're going to see some wins. I have no doubt about that, mainly because of all the work that you're doing here. But beyond that, the work that we're doing now statewide in every single county party, and that includes all of you, means that in 2028, we're going to be that much more closer to eliminating that 5-month deficit that we're always behind. So in 2028, we're only going to be 3 months behind. But if we keep up the momentum in 2030, 2 months behind. By 2032, guess what? We're on time. It's a really big deal.
Thinking like it's a negative.
No, it's a very positive thing.
Not if you're talking 10 years from now,
Oh.
to finally get there.
But see, this is what I'm saying. For so long, our party has been atrophying and very lethargic, but we have a new energy now. And in theory, I'm thinking long term, but if we really work hard, we could get there even before 2032. We're just trying to think realistically here. All of us are doing this for free. I know I'm not paid. We all have to make a living, but we are going to turn this state around. It didn't take a year or a cycle or two for the Republicans to take over this state. And it's going to be the same for us too. It's going to take time. And for all the work that you all are doing, that's going to happen. And the state party is with you every step of the way. So I want to thank you all for all the work that you do. Just showing up is a big deal, even with or without pizza. By the way, this is only one of 2 county parties that actually feed their people, so well done. Are you sure? So don't lose hope. Keep it up, because brighter days are ahead of us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I get my very own. See, if you know the sound man the way I do, you get your own mic.
Good idea.
And then, as he will tell you, when you're at some venues, you forget that you're mic'd up. And since I sometimes have a way with words, the issue we were talking about today in an email exchange I had today, somebody mentioned my sarcastic rage, and I had to tell him it was rage, it wasn't sarcastic. Anyway, that is pretty much it, y'all. It's early. I spun through this to give this gentleman time. Would you be willing to take questions?
Any questions, concerns, criticisms? Sworn in to get sworn out, you know, that's what they say.
You could do the 50-50 drawing.
Oh yeah, we do have to do a 50-50 drawing, but we got time for a couple questions. Go ahead, Tom.
Are you familiar with the Wyoming model?
The Wyoming model. Give me details.
It's a way to nullify the electoral college. What it says is the state with the least number of people, that's us, that every 589,000 people would get one representative. So that means that California would get whatever, another 20 or 30 representatives. And it really says that then we don't have to go through a constitutional amendment, and we basically nullify the electoral college. And I think it's something that would be useful for state Democratic parties to start working on, even though Wyoming is the smallest state, and we would look, well, the Dems in Wyoming would actually, our vote for president would actually count. Where right now, Colorado, your vote for president actually counts.
I see what you're saying.
But in Wyoming, our vote for president is nullified. So it's an interesting concept. The Commonwealth Club had a speaker on it several weeks ago.
Yeah, I'll look into this. I don't know much about it, if I'm being honest, and I bet you some Republicans in California would like this idea too, because then their vote for president would count also, I imagine. Yeah, but you know, the electoral college is just no cool anyway. It's awful.
Lucas, Scott mentioned that he wanted to talk for a minute about the concrete things that the Wyoming Democratic Party is going to do to help us this cycle. And I would really like to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Scott would know. He's our executive director, right out of Colorado from the South. Don't keep that against him. He's great, one of the best.
It's fine.
I'm gonna take your seat though.
Is this actually a microphone?
Yes.
Doesn't
feel like one.
I think y'all can hear me pretty well. I have a big mouth.
It's for the online, it's for the.
For the online sounds, it's got it. So do hold it. All right. So for those of you who I haven't met, who haven't met me, my name is Scott Merrifield. I'm the executive director of the Wyoming Democratic Party. What's that? We'll figure it out. I'm the executive director of the Wyoming Democratic Party. My job is basically to support the mission that the officers of the state party give me, which in this case is winning elections. Specifically, when we're talking about Laramie County, a little bit of my background can help you understand how I see Laramie County. I've been a campaign manager for 3 successful state house campaigns, 1 successful state Senate campaign. I was a county chair of the 4th largest county in Colorado, Jefferson County. At that point, we looked at our county as, if you are running for office in the county, you belong to us, not the state party, you're ours. So that's how we ran elections. I came to Cheyenne and was shocked. The largest metropolitan area in the state of Wyoming, and not one single Democrat representing you. Makes no sense. So I looked into the numbers. The numbers don't reflect that. And I'm a numbers guy. My entire career has been built around numbers, around DPIs, around pluses and minuses, around little bits of red and little bits of blue. The numbers are here. But beyond that, all we have to look at is what's been happening around the country in these off-cycle elections. Districts that Democrats have no business ever winning, we're winning. So don't tell me we can't pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 legislative seats in Cheyenne. Of course we can. It's not even debatable. So what are we doing to help make sure that happens? And this is where the state party is going to be working very closely with our candidates. One of the biggest things that we're going to do is make sure that we're providing the staff with all the training and resources they need to understand how to run a campaign, what's going to be working and what's not. So we'll be having training sessions for our candidates and for our staff to understand like our data fields like VAN, like Vote Builder, so they can understand how to do their targeting. But we're going to take that a step further. One of the big things we're going to do that I did for the first time last year, I was the caucus director for the state house in Colorado. So my job was to run all 45 Democratic House races. And we also worked closely with the presidential campaign that year. And what we did was we came up with a unified target, and it actually worked. And we're going to do that here. What a unified target is we go into Vote Builder and we identify every Democrat, everybody who might lean Democrat, everybody who we want to convince to lean Democrat across the entire state, and that is the statewide target. So if you are running for county assessor and you are working with the state party, then you get your little slice of the target and we say, here's the doors you need to knock and persuade. And the same time, whoever is running for the House district where that assessor is running gets their list, which also covers those people. And whoever's running for Senate that overlaps gets the same list. And whoever's running for state office gets the same list. Everybody's knocking on the same doors. Everybody is making sure that if I can't make it over there, well, I know another Democrat will. So that's how we unify our target, and we're going to do that twice. So we'll do that for the persuasion period, where we want people, candidates at the door saying, here's why you need to vote for me. And then we're going to do it for the get out the vote, the GOTV period, where we're not convincing anybody anymore. We're saying, why haven't you voted? So we're going to be doing that twice, and all of our candidates who are working with us will all be part of that unified target. That's probably one of the biggest things that we're going to be able to do for our candidates, is to coordinate all the elections for everybody who wants to work on that and work on that list. So that's a biggie. Another thing, and this one's a little more personal, and it comes a little more from my experience, and it's something that I'm working with. It's very much along the lines of what Ted is doing, reaching out to folks in Colorado. His point is absolutely valid. What do they have to do? They're a blue state. They are a California blue state now. All they have to do is get mad at each other. Let's find some Republicans to get them mad at instead. So my intention is to reach out and see if I can pull up some of the captains at large that I appointed when I was a county chair, some of the ones that I worked with when I was a caucus director. Let's get them up here and let's get them knocking doors in Cheyenne. I've showed a couple of my captains at large from 3-4 years ago. Here's the size of a district. Here's Brittany's district right here. And they looked at that. You got to remember, the districts in Colorado, a House district in Colorado is roughly 80,000 to 100,000 people. Here it's what? A fourth of that? A tenth of that? So I show a map of a district in Cheyenne, and one of my captains, that's their job, is to knock doors all through the campaign cycle, looks at it and says, I can do that in a day. So let's get him to do it. So we're going to pull people up and have them actually do some good work where they want to do good work. They are tired of spending all their time and energy fighting other Democrats in primaries. They want to come up and fight Republicans. So let's put them to work. Along those lines, we're also working with a really strong program called Summer of Democracy. It was something like that. It has summer and it has democracy in it. Why this is so critical for us is it's going to allow us to bring on, it's doing a number of things. Directly how it's going to impact you guys. It's going to bring on some interns, some paid interns to work as staff for the state party, and we're going to put those interns to work for our candidates. So the thought being we could have an intern that can directly help some of our statewide candidates. We can have an intern that can directly help very easily. You're an intern, you live in Cheyenne, congratulations, you are the intern for the candidates in Laramie County. Do what you can to help them. We can coordinate. We can work on their events. We can work on their calendars. We can work on cutting their turf. We can work on all these things to help and assist because we will have paid interns to do that. And what's nice about this program is it is a national program where they are also receiving twice a week online training on how to be staffers. So not only are we putting them to work to help our candidates, but we're creating staffers for the next time we have to do this. Oh, I need a campaign manager. Well, great, I've got one. They were our intern 2 years ago, and they're ready for a job.
Excuse me, but where do you get the interns
We're putting a big blast out to college and high school students, seniors in high school and college students, to come and intern for us this summer for this 6-week program.
From Colorado or from Wyoming?
Wyoming. And there are plenty. So we are getting good response on that. So these are some of the things that we're going to be doing directly to help our candidates. So I don't want anybody thinking that the state party is just looking and crossing their fingers. We're going to be as involved as we possibly can within the restrictions and the limitations we have of being who we are. We're the underdogs. So we may not have the big coffers to dump the cash in to make everything happen, but we can swing hard, we can kick hard, we can bite hard, and we can fight hard. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're going to retake this county. The campaign in the box. That's going to all the candidates. That's actually Lindsay created that. Your vice chair, state vice chair, Lindsay Hanlon created. Do want to mention that what it is it's a massive document that basically covers, you wake up one morning and you decide you want to run for office. That's page 1. And the last page is you've just won the election. And the balance of everything in between is everything you need to do throughout the cycle, by week, by day, the connections you need to make, how to go about raising money, where you need to file, what different parts of the campaign are. Everything that you would want to know as a candidate is in this document that Lindsay worked months on. And we just made it available this week.
We just talked about connections. I have some connections with Lindsay, so our candidates got it a week early.
It's good to have an inside track.
And you'll also notice there's a place who to complain to as well.
Yes.
My voicemail is open for you.
So anyway, I wanted to throw that out there to let you know that there are very concrete things that we're doing. There are other concrete things we're still looking into that we can do.
You know, one thing I think that all the candidates are going to need a lot of help with is the media and Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, because people in Wyoming don't like people knocking on their doors.
Well,
I've had people knocking on my door, people, and having canvassed before. You don't get, nobody opens their door with open arms to you. And I think with younger people, the younger voters, we're not gonna hit them by knocking on their door. We have to hit their TikTok, their Instagram, their whatever, and we need help with that.
So I can tell you it doesn't matter where you live. Nobody likes having their door knocked on, but you still got to do it. Still got to do it. Is it the #1 way to do outreach to voters these days? No, but it's still a critical one, and it still has to happen, especially by the candidate. A candidate, all you have to look at for a perfect example of how well this works is Trey. Trey Sherwood down in,
District 14.
Thank you. She won in a district where she had no business winning.
Trump plus 10.
Trump plus 10, but she won. Why did she win? What did she do that was different than so many other people that I have worked with for years? She knocked on every door, more than once, shook hands with everybody, and every hand she shook, that was a vote. She won that vote. And I don't care what party they were, Democrat, unaffiliated, or Republican. They shook her hand, they talked to her for a minute, they closed their door and said, that's somebody who actually took the time and came to talk to me. So that's why it's so critical for our candidates to get out there and to have the support so they know where to go. But your point is still valid. Is that the #1 way to approach people? No. Digital buy-in is the way to actually get your messaging out. It is incredibly inexpensive. It has to be done right. There is a difference between I have cheap way to put out thousands of touches of an ad, and I have a cheap way to put out thousands of touches of an ad that looks good. So this is something we're definitely going to want to work with our candidates on. We want to make sure they look good, they look professional, that their advertisement looks like something that the minute people see it, that there's some sort of branding, that they know, oh, that's a Democrat. So we're going to definitely be working with them on that. One of the things we are going to do, we don't have the resources or the bandwidth to run somebody's social media or to run their webpage. We just don't. What we do have are the resources and bandwidth to help you set that up. So if you have somebody, a volunteer or a staff member, or yourself as a candidate who can do it, then we'll have you work with our comms director and with the deputy executive director, Greg Haas, to set up your website. We can help you host your website and help you set up all of your social media that you need. And we'll work with the person who's going to run it to make sure they have all the tools and information they need to take it from there. but we're not going to leave you hanging. We're not going to do the whole, well, why haven't you set up a Facebook yet? No, we'll help you get it set up. So you're absolutely right. All that has to be done. You have to have all that. And we will work with you to make sure that you get access to who I think are some of the best digital vendors and printers and mail vendors, et cetera, that you might possibly be able to work with. Doesn't mean you have to work with them, but I'll definitely be able to point you in the direction of talk to this person about a digital campaign, talk to this person about a mail campaign.
The knocking on the door thing, I look at candidates on Facebook or whatever, and all it is the same thing over and over. I love the cowboy state, blah, blah, blah. That's nice. I like it when they come to my door and I can ask them a question and get a straight answer from them, where I don't get any answers from those things on the internet.
That's why, and I'm absolutely in agreement with you. That's why it all has to work together. You can't do just one thing and think you're going to win. You can't just put just the digital ads on that somebody's going to see on their Instagram feed 20 times over a week and think, oh, well, I touched them enough. Now they're going to vote for me. It's not how it works. In this day and age, you can't just send out a mailer that's going to sit on their dining room table and hope that that's going to make sure that they know who you are and give you the name recognition that they need to vote for you. You've got to knock the doors. But you can't leave the other stuff out either. So you have to do as much of everything that you possibly can to make as many touches as you possibly can. The candidates who win are the ones who make the most genuine, useful touches with the voters. And the best person to be making those touches is the candidate themselves, everywhere they can do it in person. So I am absolutely, when I look at who the candidates we have in this county, in the city who are running for office, we're going to win some offices. We have good candidates. We have people who, yes, if all you can do is put your name on the ballot, you're already way ahead. But we have candidates who are ready to go out and do the work, who are ready to get the votes. All they need is your support and your help. We will do everything as the state party we can to support Ted and to support your candidates. So unless there's any other questions, I will give it back to your chair. Sorry to have gone on for so long.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Scott Merrifield.
Say it again?
Scott Merrifield.
Okay.
So,
You live in Colorado?
No.
You talk about all the stuff you did in Colorado.
Well, I just started here 8 months ago, so I was in Colorado. So I did work in Colorado and then came here and took over as the executive director here. I live right down the street.
Executive director of what?
The Wyoming Democratic Party.
Wyoming.
So, does everybody have all the 50-50 tickets they want? Okay. One thing I'm going to ask before we get to the 50-50, so my little pledge to register to vote plan, I've got a QR code that I can text you so that you can take it to your friends that aren't registered and say, all you have to do is scan this QR code and fill out the pledge to register to vote. Is it all right with you all if I have your phone number, can I text you? Would that be okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll be texting away. All right, so I guess we're going to have, I think it's only appropriate to have Lucas pick this, right? Whoops.
Am I allowed to cheat? Okay.
No, this is not the Republican monthly meeting.
Low blow. Okay. 572 30 40.
All right, Tim.
I don't want the money. All right.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks so much. With that, y'all.
He left $91.
$91. All right, y'all. It was a great meeting. Thank you all so much for coming. If anybody wants to take a flyer, if they have a favorite coffee shop or a workout place or something that they could put a flyer up at, feel free to take one on the way.